Klay Thompson's dad ended up checking Monica McNutt and everybody who has the same ideology that she has when it comes to why Caitlin Clark is famous and why she's such a big phenomenon in this world.
When Mychal Thompson, an NBA champion and the father of Klay Thompson, admitted that he was genuinely starstruck after meeting Caitlin Clark, I actually had to rewind the interview. This is a man who won NBA titles alongside Magic Johnson, competed against legends like Michael Jordan and Larry Bird, and raised a multi-time NBA champion himself. He spent his entire life surrounded by basketball royalty. And yet, there he was, openly gushing over a rising WNBA phenomenon.
Well, they don't like Caitlin Clark. You know, Caitlin Clark, I've been noticing, I've been following her career since she was a sophomore at Iowa, and I recognized how different she was, how different she played the game. She played the game like Steph Curry. We had never seen a woman play like that before.
Meanwhile, ESPN analyst Monica McNutt can't seem to stop downplaying Caitlin Clark's accomplishments. Her latest comment, suggesting Clark's popularity is mainly because she's a white girl from Middle America, wasn't just tone-deaf. It fit a troubling pattern. Instead of crediting Clark's logo-range threes, her generational court vision, or the authentic joy she brings to millions of fans, and the example she sets for kids, the focus shifts to her appearance. So the real question is this: why would someone with McNutt's platform repeatedly take aim at the very player who's drawing millions of new fans to women's basketball? And what did Mychal Thompson say that effectively puts McNutt in her place? Ready? Let's get into it.
Why her?
Same thing.
Why her?
Well, I was just about to say same thing for Angel Reese when I had a chance to cover their games. But I think Caitlin represented, and again, some of this to me probably is not fair to her because it was not anything that she said or was truly based on her personality, but she was a white girl from the middle of America.
Monica McNutt has crossed a line that many ESPN analysts know better than to touch. In a recent BBC interview with special correspondent Katty Kay, McNutt chose to explain Caitlin Clark's meteoric rise by pointing to factors other than her generational talent. Instead, she reduced Clark's success to her appearance and what she supposedly represents, sidelining the elite skill and historic production that actually fueled her ascent.
And so she represented a whole lot to a lot of people, whether that is truly what she prescribed to or not. We can all say she is a dynamic basketball player and a force both on the court and the marketing sense. But I do think same thing with folks that may have fallen in love with Angel Reese that may or may not have agreed with everything they had to say either. We attach our fandom to these icons for all types of reasons.
Let that sink in for a moment. According to McNutt, it's not Caitlin Clark's NCAA scoring records that drew fans. Not her no-look passes or the filthy crossovers that leave defenders frozen. Not the deep three-pointers that have reshaped how women's basketball is played. Not the flair with which she connects with fans, the time she takes for kids, or the positive example she sets for the sport as a whole. No, apparently, it's mostly about her being white and from the Midwest.
The WNBA and all the people that follow the WNBA and try to promote the WNBA don't understand that Caitlin Clark's game resonates with us. I say this every day, and every day I got to deal with somebody else dumb in the media. Caitlin Clark's game resonates because she's got flair, she's got flash, she's got style. I said this before, and I'll say this again. We saw Sue Bird's game. We saw Diana Taurasi's game. Kim Mulkey was Sue Bird before Sue Bird became Sue Bird. We've seen it. We haven't seen Caitlin Clark.
This dismissive take completely overlooks why millions of fans actually tune in to watch Caitlin Clark play. While Monica McNutt was busy reducing Clark to a demographic label, the Indiana Fever were doing something far more telling, locking in an unprecedented 41 nationally televised games for the 2025 season. Networks don't invest that kind of airtime because of a player's background. They do it because audiences can't get enough of watching real excellence unfold on the court.
The folks that cover the NBA, these people that play in the NBA, these people that cover the NBA, I said these people, all of you, black, white, green, purple. Why don't you understand a very simple thing? Her game is dynamic. Like Diana Taurasi was like a jackass to Caitlin Clark. Why? Her game is what people are drawn to. And then you go to the personality. Her game is different than any WNBA woman ever. and she wins, and she shoots from deep. It's no different than Steph Curry. How many times we got to say?
What makes Monica McNutt's comments especially troubling is how they erase Caitlin Clark's agency and more than a decade of relentless skill development. Every behind-the-back pass, every logo range three. These weren't privileges handed to her. They were abilities forged through thousands of hours in empty gyms, long before anyone was watching. McNutt conveniently sidesteps the reality that Clark led the league in assists as a rookie, all while adjusting to an entirely new level of competition.
But honestly, the main reason is because of her talents. It's not because of her race. Her race has nothing to do with it. Especially with kids. She's saying kids don't see color, man. The kids that I grew up around, and when I grew up as a kid, I didn't see color, man. I did not see color. I didn't care about color. I didn't know what color was. I just knew you were a human being, and I was trying to be your friend. It's kind of a crazy, nonsensical take to say that kids were looking up to her because she was white.
The hypocrisy is hard to miss. Monica McNutt draws a paycheck from the very ESPN that broadcasts Caitlin Clark's games and benefits enormously from the attention Clark brings to the sport. It's the media equivalent of biting the hand that feeds you, while simultaneously arguing that the hand never deserved to be fed in the first place.
There's all type of nationalities and ethnicities that follow Caitlin Clark and rock with her. So it's not that. I don't think that's the case.
Fans didn't stay silent. Social media erupted in response to Monica McNutt's comments, with widespread backlash across platforms. One user on X wrote, "She should be fired immediately." As hashtags trended and clips of the remark circulated, the reaction went beyond simply defending Caitlin Clark. It was a pushback against the insulting implication that Clark's broad fan base supports her because of racial identity rather than basketball excellence. What McNutt failed to recognize is that Clark's appeal cuts across demographics. Attend any Indiana Fever game, and you'll see fans from every background wearing her jersey. Talk to them, and they'll point to her court vision, her fearlessness in taking shots most players wouldn't dare attempt, and her relentless competitiveness. Not once would they cite her being a white girl from the middle of America.
But hey, it's every day. I don't know why Monica McNutt or anybody that professes to know basketball can't simply say, her game's just different than everybody we've ever seen. Ever. Now, don't tell me. I've watched. Ever. Tamika Catchy's great player. Seen her game.
The backlash over Monica McNutt's racial comments is just the latest chapter in what increasingly looks like a personal vendetta against the WNBA's brightest star, Caitlin Clark. This wasn't an isolated remark or a momentary lapse in judgment. Time and again, McNutt has shifted the goalposts whenever Clark accomplishes something extraordinary, reframing historic achievements in ways that diminish their significance.
Della Dunn, Sabrina, Brianna, Kelsey, Diana Taurasi. You had and have these white players in the league that never galvanized the people like this. All right. Now, granted, you can have some people come back and say, well, the media and the coverage wasn't as good as it is now. NILs and things like that weren't popping off. That has nothing to do with it. That has nothing to do with it, man. If they were that captivating, they would have got the eye.
Mychal Thompson, an NBA champion who played alongside legends like Magic Johnson, was genuinely starstruck when he met Caitlin Clark, a reaction that speaks volumes about her talent. His Jeep theory, jealousy, envy, egos, and pettiness perfectly explains the anti-Clark narratives from critics like McNutt. Meanwhile, Clark and the Indiana Fever are quietly building something special, letting their play speak louder than any analyst's opinion.